You didn't know about Sprinkle
No,
Sprinkle?
let her answer. Go ahead.
I haven't really like looked into her too much, but I saw her on TikTok. She's like,
Who's her?
her name's Shara Steven.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah. And she just kind of like teaches young girls how to talk to like higher value men or how to be to like attract higher value men.
What's her credentials? Why is she teaching that?
I have no idea, but I mean, she gets a lot of.
I think
Okay.
So
her,
what is
Just catch
her
one?
what is her recommendations, I guess?
So she basically talks about how, I don't know, let me think of like a situation. Like, she has a lot of different videos, but she mainly says like, if it's her main, like, I think what I take from what she says is like, if he's not doing what you want, like, have your standards high. If he's not doing what you want him to do, just leave, or like on to the next type of thing.
Such as what?
Like treating you right, like if spoiling you, like anything you want, like
Okay, treating you right.
like just being treated right in general.
Spoiling.
Like I think me personally, like I like want to talk to a high value man, or like be spoiled or treated like I said. Like I feel like men should provide. So
You think men should provide?
What is a high value man though? Like in what
like
sense?
I think, well, there's a lot of different aspects, but I'm talking about like their personality and like financially.
So you want to be? Do you consider yourself a high value woman?
I do.
Okay, so what does it mean to be a high value woman as opposed to I suppose an average woman or a low value
Or
woman?
just maybe my beliefs, like how I think, I think like what, like I think I've had and I've never been like treated like badly or a certain way, like, so I just have high standards, like meaning like that in my relationships, like
You just want to be treated right, basically.
no, like spoiled, like,
Okay.
or like
What do you mean
provided for, like
spoiled?
like
Spoiled how? Like you
like,
want a guy to
with-
get you gifts,
yeah,
pay
like
for
not
dates?
spoiled, but just like the bare minimum, right? I think everyone, like women, like should.
Well, hold on. Let's be precise in our language here, because you
flowers.
said spoil.
Okay,
But
spoiled,
now you're
like-
saying bare minimum.
Okay, bare minimum, like I think it's bare minimum to get like flowers and be treated right, but I'm saying like,
On the first date?
yeah. Do you not agree?
I don't think men should be buying women flowers on first dates, and
I feel like that's.
I agree.
That's
Why
happened-
not?
I mean, that's happened to me.
I don't know. I feel like
know.
that's like a little goofy.
I don't know.
I think a
I'm
lot of
gonna
women,
have to go
and
first.
because every woman's different, obviously, but a lot of women would be like, "What is this guy in love with me? He brought me
No.
flowers
Okay, no,
on
maybe
the
not
first date."
flowers.
I wouldn't do it because of that. They'd be like, "Oh,
So-
Jesus, this guy brought me roses."
It's
and
kind
we're
of like
going
autistic.
No.
How is that autistic? That's showing like
If you're
affection.
Some
out
women
at a
would like it,
restaurant
but-
That's
and you're out at a
beautiful.
restaurant in
do it.
LA,
Autistic
you haven't
is
seen those people come up to you with the flowers, and you're just sitting at a
Roses.
restaurant. Yeah, the roses.
No, okay, I
Roses.
see.
Yeah.
Maybe like
Autistic
a
is
single
really
rose.
crazy.
Yeah.
I just feel like a bouquet is like
flower.
his mommy picked it out at Trader Joe's.
Okay,
and
but
was
I think
like, "Get
maybe,
this."
I mean, that's you, but
No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
with you. I'm with you.
I
girl.
love flowers on
Yeah.
first dates. That's
I mean-
shows different.
I
I
think
feel
it's
like
a
if
good
you're
courtesy,
different in a
yeah,
way.
it's not mandatory for everyone, but I think me personally, that's what I like.
Have you ever brought a woman? Oh, you don't talk about your personal. I've never.
Don't ask.
I don't really do that. I
No, I
wouldn't
mean-
do that.
I can talk about it, but well, I mean, I can talk about.
What
that.
can you talk about with your personality?
So, I mean, when it comes to the flower thing, no, I don't think I've ever.
I
bought
did
a
it
girl
in like
I just feel
dances
like
at
it's-
school. I would
I
like
just think
bring
it's a little
flowers.
extra.
It's too extra, exactly.
Well, I'm not trying to look like I'm love. Like
But
I'd
it's
love
also like if
bringing
you're
someone
going on a
flowers,
first
but-
date with someone, I feel like you're trying to figure out if they're a good person or not. If
Yeah.
that's something you want to like continue and pursue,
Based.
and if it's like not, like, why are you bringing flowers?
We're
I
just
think
getting to know
I
each
don't
other.
even
Like,
know.
No,
was
I
gonna
ain't doing
say,
that.
like-
It's simp shit. It's simp shit. Like if
I mean,
we were,
sex is a little
if we were,
No, you like
hold on,
simps
let me
for a
just
little
let me
while.
just say this: if we were in a more traditional social order when it came to both men and women, like men and women have to hold up their end of the bargain
Right.
on both ends. I'm not gonna go like, let's say here's the current dating meta for the vast majority of people who are single and dating. Going into a first date as a guy, I've got to assume that girl, let's say I meet her, certainly if I meet her on a dating app, I'm going into that date assuming she's dating multiple men,
Right.
she's probably sleeping with 1, 2, 3 other
Right.
dudes. I'm not getting flowers for that chick. You're fucking another dude. You don't get flowers, point blank period. If you want traditional treatment as a woman, Step one: don't be f***ing another dude on our first date.
Why
Easy.
do you automatically assume that?
Why
That's
do
the
you think
dating
that?
meta.
Well, I
That's
mean,
how
if
people
you're
move.
if you're on a dating app, that's kind
That's
of
the
like
That's safe to
yeah,
assume.
it's
And
safe
also
to
be
safe
super
to
naive to be like, she only messaged me.
Right.
She only wants to go out with me to the date, and I've got to get flowers. Also, I don't think you really like simps. You like the idea of simps, and then when they simp, you go, oh, this guy's a fucking clown.
But
That's
also,
true.
it's just
Autistic.
like what.
Yeah.
The idea is also we can't keep
Autistic
using
is really
autism
crazy.
as a
It's really
insult.
crazy.
It's pretty.
It's not
yeah,
an
let's-
insult. It's just the
Yeah, it's pretty
reality.
I
insensitive.
think
It's
it's,
not
just,
insensitive. He's
People have
autistic.
autism.
Sorry, go
But
ahead.
I
That's
think
crazy.
if you're entering on a first date, yes, it'd be flattering to get flowers and chocolates and balloons and whatever else, or fucking
Balloons.
Birkin. I don't fucking
Yeah.
know. But I think it's very selfish to expect that, okay, not only did we maybe both plan a first date, but now in addition to agreeing to going on a first date, I will be getting a gift.
Exactly.
I'm not
No,
saying
no,
it's mandatory.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying, just like as you can kind of see that mind light, like obviously you're getting gifted a flower.
But also,
For-
when you're going on a first date too, like, what are you bringing to the other person?
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Like to me, I think an introduction to anybody. I didn't bring anybody flowers. Or
Exactly.
anything. Obviously, this is like a meeting and we're all
Yeah.
having a conversation. So obviously, flattery is great too,
Yeah.
as well to introduce yourself. But I think on a date where it's like you guys are barely getting to know each other, especially off a fucking app.
Right.
I don't need to bring you a fucking condom too. To
No.
go gift you a little fucking. This is what we're doing
We got
later.
those.
It's a good. That's a good point, Mia. And I think opening the door, paying for dates, gifts, flowers, providing, these are reserved for women who are worthy of them. Just like women are not obliged to sleep with men on the first
Exactly.
date, so too are men not obliged to immediately provide for you on the first date, especially if you're entertaining
I'm not
multiple
saying that.
options. Especially if you're entertaining multiple options, you're dating multiple dudes, maybe you're even sleeping with other men. That's the dating meta. That's the way I'm not saying you, but like that's the way a lot of people move.
And also, just be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
based.
if you're talking to other people.
Cardi B has really made women's lives more difficult by saying things like, we're the best, they should chase us, they should like us, they should buy me stuff, I deserve
I'm
it.
just saying
By
things-
pumping this kind of stuff up,
Yeah.
it just makes you sad and go, no one's doing this for me, so I must be low value or something. And then also, like, if a nice guy who just really thinks you're cool and wants to be with you, you're gonna go, but he's not doing all these things that I was told a guy, and then now you're chasing all these great guys out of your life.
Because a
But
lot
I
of
feel
girls
like
are
not
used
doing
to
these
being loved
bull
on.
I'm not
thing-
saying I wouldn't talk to them because of that, but I'm saying me personally, like pretty much every guy, if I went on a date or dated them, like they've done something like that, like, or I'm not saying they all brought me chocolates and flowers, but like, I mean, they paid the bill. Like, they didn't look at me to pay, they didn't ask me to pay. Like, they didn't say, oh, do you want to pay half and half?
But
the
did it
bill?
last?
Yeah, I got in a relationship.
Well, I think
with
that is the
people.
tradition. I mean, that is the traditional move for the guy to pay for the first date. But when you say like treating or
Spoiled.
spoiling, to be spoiled,
I think in a relationship, that's
I'd
just
spoil my
preference.
kids.
In a
Or
relationship,
her
that's my
kids,
preference.
but me and her to be in love. Like, it's like we should be able to go to a lake and have Doritos.
No,
Exactly.
I think
I don't care
No,
of like
and
how
I
much
know
stuff
that-
you get out of
Awesome.
it.
And I know that men naturally want to provide for someone if they actually care about them and love them. I'm not saying like, oh, I just met them and I want them to provide and spoil me. I'm just saying,
do you consider yourself a traditional woman?
yes.
Yes. Okay, that's cool. Tradition. Wait, hold on. Do we do the? Wait a second. Do we do the Instagram? Wait, did you deleted something from your Instagram before you? You're traditional. Is it traditional?
What, are you looking at my Instagram?
I'm looking at the Instagram. Doesn't look all that traditional to me. Just saying. Andrew, don't you have something on this?
You haven't talked for a while.
Andrew, you still there?
I miss Andrew.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I was just
Do we
kind
pull
of
up
patiently listening through this this
Instagram?
debacle. What does her Instagram say?
It doesn't say anything, but there's some, here's my ass photos, kind of, sort of, like, here's my titties, a little bit, I mean, not totally, you know. I've seen more revealing.
Nurse stuff, you know?
Nurse things. I swear there was like, I think you took one down before the show, but there was definitely one. that was.
So what would you say makes you traditional?
Husband's last name? You take husband's last name?
Yeah. I feel like I would what's the word I'm looking for? Like be submissive. I'll be submissive if I'm treated right, if the man is providing for me. Like I feel like in that way, like I'm traditional.
So if the man earns it,
Yes.
That comment's
is
crazy.
that the answer? If the man earns it, you'll be submissive.
What do you mean earn? What do you mean by earns it?
Well, so I'm trying to figure out what the qualification is because I think that you're what's called conditionally traditional. So you're traditional with conditions. When what traditionalism means is that you're following a tradition, even if it's against your preferences. So it sounds like you prefer this if the conditions are met.
I guess.
Can I add something?
Sure,
Yeah.
of course.
I think like with Instagrams and stuff, like I wish that young people would realize like that's you're fishing with that.
The internet isn't real.
I know, but it is real. It's real enough that you think you can put things on your Instagram and they go, what? I wasn't putting out anything. No, that's what you're fishing with.
That's true.
You think a nice guy's gonna pop around and go like, oh, this is like a woman that I would respect. We all like it. I'm a big tit guy. I love hot chicks. You know, I'm into it. I'm just as much.
He's into it.
I like Taco Bell as much as I like a 5-star restaurant. But my point is, you can't fish with these things and then be surprised the fish you're catching. I would say.
I feel like I have gotten to like serious relationships where I'm treated right, and I met people off Instagram before. So I mean, I think it's just different for everybody.
Right. Oh, you did mention there was some celebrity hookups, it sounded like. Did you want to maybe talk about any of those?
No.
Okay. Well, we can pull up the Instagram, right? Well, Nick, I said Nick, just pull up our Instagram and go to the chat. It's the very first one. I just linked it in the chat there. While you guys do that, guys, go to twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow. Drop us a Prime sub if you have one. Twitch.tv/whatever. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch. It's a quick, free, easy way to support the show. Every
Whatever.
single month.
I have a quick question for you, Brian.
Yeah, of
if you don't
course.
mind.
Of course.
Okay, so I've heard a lot on this show. Different women say that they have hooked up with various celebrities, but they never seem to tell us who the celebrities are that they
Drake.
got together with or things like that. I feel like if it was men who were on the show, they would tell us. They'd say, I hooked up with Mariah. You know, they would tell us. What do you think the motivation is behind the women not telling us who these celebrities are? Do you
Hard
think
to
because they're
prove.
full of shit?
I don't think it's
easy to
that they're
prove.
full of shit. I think it's just like being discreet and discretion and obviously respecting these people's privacy and maybe there's NDAs. There could even be NDAs involved. Some of these fucking Justin Bieber, that motherfucker has chicks sign NDAs and shit. So if they're famous enough, they can get away with the NDA.
Yeah.
So it could be that.
There's also an element of we'd start criticizing whether they're a real celebrity or not.